All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. This is Felix Medas Jimo. This is a segment that we have always been enlightening people about opportunity that today you don't find it difficult to trade, unlike before. You don't need to know everything to make money in trading. You just need to learn how to leverage on existing tools, and then you'll be profitable. Now, I just enter a trade now, and I'm going to send a stop loss, perhaps just to create whatever 3393 something 3393. That's about 17 bucks or 3395, so something like that. I'm just experimenting for you guys now. So take profit, 3360, 3360, 3360. That's 42 bucks. So let's just leave it there now, or here, something like that here. Okay, just to confirm, you can always adjust your conditions. Okay, now, so it's about $9 profit right now. So what I'm showing you now is that look at the scanner. The scanner already gave me a sell. Like I told you, this is what really determines the momentum, how strong the momentum will go, which is this guy. Okay, now there's a trade that entered tool that this scanner gave, which is Bitcoin, and then still riding on and all of that. But we need this guy to expand, just like the way it expanded here. This one, the way it expanded here. We need that expansion to really give us the vibes, okay? And now if you look at it, the trade is going on right now. So which about $6. Okay, maybe there's a retracement as it were. Now, this is another market. This guy was, just capping. Now this guy is already showing a sign that, okay, chances are there we need to be thinking about if we are going to sell, right? Or, as it were. Now, look at the GBP JPY, and that's what the one I was just seeing right now. GBP JPY. Now, okay, it's not yet ripe. So I have these scanners to confirm them along the line, and that's we need to break out. So we're breaking these, you can be targeting up as much as possible. But for people who are just looking for in and out, making $5, $10, $20, when you're using our scanners, we're going to make a lot of money. That's the truth. So using our scanners can help you a lot. But I don't just give you scanners, right? I show you how to understand price action so that can back your decision, whatever thing you're doing, right? And that's one of the major things that had helped a lot of our community members to maximize opportunity here. So you can see on 5 minutes scalping. And one of the lovely things is that gold has a lot of volumes that you can maximize. If you look at it here, after this is already a massive move because of looking at this momentum indicator showing that this market's actually getting boring and getting weakened gradually. And now, so that shows that now, if you look at it here, the market's for even entry from this point and then targeting to whichever level, that's about 180 pips. So if you're just targeting like 100 pips and all of that, trust me, you will have been in so much money. After the whole thing, you saw that like the market was taking a kind of recovery. Now the recovery with this kind of momentum rising up again, that shows that okay, the market is now getting momentum. And now if you look at it here, that's to show that this guy, now not even looking at where it went to, but you're targeting this swing high. Targeting this swing guy is already 160 pips, ladies and gentlemen. Now, if you look at this guy too now, if I had come into the market earlier, I probably would have seen this. There are so many things I check in getting into the market, even when the scanner is giving some action. And now that means with that, I probably will have been in the market from here, because this is what I'm going to zoom. I rule out this guy and all of that. So with this ruling, then that means I will have been in the market from here. Now, in the market from here, now see where I will be targeting. I'll be targeting this swing low here, that the market could get there, and then sweep liquidity, I want to start returning up. So targeting that's 190 pips already. And now, but when I'm trading with these, I actually stay with a kind of an instrument that's going to be giving me nice momentum for me, as it were, and all of that. Now, so you can see if you do not understand price action, you probably wait for this before it actually showed up this. But sometimes when you are doing the scalping, instead of like 5 minute time frame, we go down slow as 3 minute time frame sometime, and then sometimes we go to like even 2 minute time frame or even 1 minute time frame. But it all depends on what you know and what you have been put through about all of this. But the only challenge again is that why you may not be able to use 5 minute, 2 minute time frame, because if your account on your trading view account is not a professional one or a subscribed one, you may not be able to use 2 minutes. But look at it now. This is like a massive, massive move for Bitcoin. And then you will have sold, perhaps maybe even here, and then targeting up here. Now, the same thing on gold, you can see, right, that you will have been in the market for selling by now. And then looking at here, the first movement happens here, right? And then that means you're perhaps you've targeted selling from here and now. So if you sell from here, this is what will have happened. And that you don't panic, because you already told yourself, okay, this guy already showing the sign selling. So your selling point was this point, and then your stop loss maybe somewhere here, and 1:2. Yeah. So 1:2 will have been somewhere here. That means you're approaching your target profit right now. That's 130 pips, and then you will have been in money. And that's one of the lovely things, But we just entered now with just 0.02. All right. So that's about $10 already captured and all of that. If I go to where Bitcoin, we enter Bitcoin equally. Now that will have been another profit. But look at this scanner. This is a very massive scanner that I love so much. It gives me early entry as much as possible. And that's what you're seeing here revolving around. This is even 5 minutes. And if I go to 3 minutes, 3 minutes of it too will have shown a very sniper entry earlier than this. And you can see this is how it works. So all of this scanner give you good entry, take your profit, and then so you can always be fine. That's the truth. And so, but now the most people don't understand when we talk about all of these things, that it's free from us. Now, the only thing is that if you are not in my community, be in my community, is that you're not paying me for that. You just register on Capital X10 and you have access to a lot of these strategy and scanners I use, and I show you how it's being used profitably, and then you'll be fine. So you can see where we ought to have been in the market was here, and then by now we'll have been in much profits, because here at this point that the market was here, and that will have been this way, and then shorting the market from that point here, this candle, and then the stop loss. I can even take it above here, but sometimes just above, because scalping it's an entry of what we call smart sniper entry. So the sniper entry, now that means here the market is almost hitting a target. But you can see now this market probably will travel to this point. And if you have entered from that point, that means you're targeting 170 pips as much as possible. This is gold, okay? Now, but if you're not used to it, there's a lesson you need to come and learn from us, or simple, primitive, profitable trading strategy that you're going to learn and to understand at least simple price action, and then back it up with this scanner will just help you to come to the market and see, oh, are there opportunity to find an entry? Yeah. Are there opportunity to find a sell? Yes. And that's exactly here to this market has done for us. Okay. Now, most time people, when we tell them about all of those scanners, so they don't believe. Okay. They find it difficult to believe because it's too cheap. It's too simple to be true, right? And that's one of the things. So you can see now, this scanner is an amazing scanner. I won't lie to you. Now you can see the trading is going on gradually, and then this is about $16 already. And that's why we said our target in showing people these scanners and showing them this trading strategy is that we want minimum of 500 people in our ecosystem to be making an average of $20 to $200 every blessed day. You hear me right? $20 to $200 every blessed day. And that's the whole essence of we teaching people all of those strategies so that you can independently be making money rather than giving your money to Ponzi scheme developers. Okay, you can see Bitcoin. Now, on Bitcoin, I'm sure the profit in Bitcoin right now that we entered earlier on will have been reasonable by now. I wish I could just open to that point now. All right, and I think this one on gold, we've not really even, okay, take profit is set. All right, okay, so let me just check probably if I can see where to exchange this guy. Okay. All right, all right, all right, all right. I actually want to go to where I can bring out good. But we entered Bitcoin. Yeah, so you can see Bitcoin we entered is $19 profit right now. Yeah, we enter Bitcoin is about $19 to $20 right now. Bitcoin, let's look at it. Right, 19 to Bitcoin, BTC. Can you see now? We entered even very late, right? We enter very late because we're just doing experiments. So about, and then see our stop loss, take profit at 104,000 and all of that. Now, this is the thing. This simple stuff looks so too common, right? And that's why people hardly pay attention to them because they, all right, so Bitcoin at the price, so gold is struggling. Okay, now so we said those people who are actually in the market earlier, you're right. You by now you already have hit your take profit right now, right? That's one of the things. So because as it is now, it has broken a structure. We want to pull back again before breaking another one. So just to show you that and all of that. So, but most time when you don't find an entry early enough, it can be very cumbersome for you because you will now be struggling and be under fear because of the market movement. Because right now, I'll be looking at this down here to be the next point of taking profit. But sometimes, you know, it's a scalping. When you have done some reasonable profit, you say, oh, you know what? I'm just good about this profit I've made. And now you want to say, okay, I want to stop it or whatever, whatever. And then you are good to go. Okay, so let's look at it. Yeah. So change to the account. So I have so many accounts. Okay. Okay. Right. So if you want to close it, because I will not have time to monitor it, so I can just close it. So I can just close it because I do not have enough time to monitor it as XAU. And remember, we entered very late, right? So you can see that XAU trying to pull back before it to sell. And you can see this kind of candle pattern is actually a very strong one. So it could hit our entry again before continuing to sell. So if I want to do just to close here and then I'm off. So, but that doesn't mean that the market is going to sell. You should know that. So, but I wouldn't have time to monitor it. So quickly, let's go to the market. You ask me, fella, why don't you close Bitcoin on? Because Bitcoin have chosen a kind of trend to an extent, and so it's still going to be moving as strong as possible. Okay, all of this was doing, and for anyone who probably have scanners will have been trading and making profit. I told you this guy's about to sell again, and then so look at it here. That's GBP JPY, GBP JPY. That you can see. Oh, good. You know, I told you I said it was going to hit up to that point, and now that's the point that hit up to now. Now, sometime that's why you need to learn in combining these. I want to see this crossover before actually entering, but sometimes we take a little position, says, okay, let's see what's going to happen and add more position to it when it comes down. So this is how we use our scanners, and then you can scalp and make money on a daily basis. And you see, I told you guys that big gold was going to cross down up here again, and until it get rejected again, then you want to see another sell. Does that make sense? Now, ladies and gentlemen, now I'm going to show you the different trading strategy. And this one I want to show you is called William Fractals. Okay, I want to teach you about William Fractals and Alligator. Now, those of you who struggle so much time, you're looking for an indicator and all of that. There's something I need to let you know that indicator alone cannot solve your problem. Okay, so you need to have that understanding. Indicator alone will not solve your problem. So, but you need to learn uh, major price action. So you must learn basic price action and don't depend on indicator because a lot of people just have indicator that's going to do this and depending indicator. No, don't do that. You want to learn basics. Okay, so now let's go. Have different strategy I put in place, but I'm going to show you about. So we have basic support and resistance strategy as price action, and that's what we call pass. And so if you're going to be in most of our training Monday, Tuesday, and then Thursday, you're going to learn. So this I'm going to show you about Williams Alligator proper and full details. All right, where we have to use M1 and M5 scarping with alligator. There are other scarping strategy we're going to use for Williams alligator. Now, the origin of alligator, Williams was making trading mistake in choppy market that led to him developing a strategy after the character of real alligator with all its mouth segment. Now, the mouth segment of alligator had a jaw, it has a teeth, and it has a lip. Now he represents this in the strategy. The blue line represents the jaw and set on 13 period moving average with an offset of 8 period. And then the teeth are represented by the red line with an MA period of 8 and offset period by 5 period. Now, then the lips are represented with green line with MA of 5 and offset with 3 period. Now look at it here. So you have the, all right, the lips, the teeth, and of course, I've told you the jaw. You have the jaw, you have the teeth, and you have the lips. And so this is, we have the blue, which is the jaw. This is the teeth. The red is the teeth, while the green is the lips. Okay? So these numbers are not regular, but from the Fibonacci sequence. Okay, you know, when talk about Fibonacci, I'm not here to teach you concept. So it's not about conceptualization now, because sometimes a lot of people want to hear about concept. Now, not teaching you conceptualization, because that's not what's going to bring us money. So we need money, and so concept is to pass examination, but strategy is to really make money. A lot of times because, oh, what is the concept of this? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not teaching you concept, I'm teaching you strategy that you need to use in making money. Do you get that? All right, so let's go. But I just want you to understand basics, okay? Now, the primary usage of alligator, number one, it identifies trend in the market. Now, any market that's not well trending, alligator will confuse you. So understand that. So when the market is not doing well, it will even show you that this is a range market because the character will not be purely done. And that's the character it shows here. When alligator opens its mouth, it's ready, it's still live, strong, performing activities to catch its prey, right? Then when the mouth is closed, then it's tend to be sleeping. And so the market is sleeping when, of course, it becomes choppy. The more distance the mouth, the wider the mouth open, the stronger the trend of that market. All right, it identifies consolidation in the market and identifies reversal in the market. So how do we use alligator? So how to use alligator in trading? Ensure it expands from each other. So I always tell that. So checklist for buying. Price close above. So we have different style of using it. Now you use it to buy in a reversal and use it to buy in a breakout. All right. So you can actually use in 3 dimensions: reversal, breakout, and pullback. But the reversal, the breakout and pullback are more powerful. The pullback is one of the strongest aspects. All right. So price close above or below the jaw with an engulfing candle. Price pullback to the lips and teeth, and test the teeth without candle body touching the jaw. So we're going to experiment that now. How to use it for buying. So there are 2 or 3 ways for buying with alligator. Entering to buy can be done either on reversal, breakout, or pullback. But breakout and pullback are common. So bullish candle close above the jaw, which is the blue line. You long with stop loss below the teeth, right? Bullish candle above the jaw and candle return back for a confirmation. So trade only the pullback after the cross. So let the market test back, all right, rest back to the teeth and the lips. That is, it retests back to the teeth and candle close above the lips without touching the jaw, all right? Then trade when the market reverses entirely. So this is done when the jaw closes the teeth. So the opposite is now for yourself. Okay. So I now have different the alligator with stochastic, the way I use it. So but let's quickly look at and experiment what I've just told you right now. Let's just experiment it. Okay. So now I'm going to impute alligator. Okay. So I'm going to impute what? alligator. So let me take out this. So you go to your trading view and go to indicator and type alligator. You're going to see Williams alligator. So this is Williams alligator. You can make it a favorite, and then I click on it. Now, one of the things about the alligator is that sometimes, like I told you, the market is not trending. You're not going to enjoy it. So be very careful when it has to do with that. Okay. So let me go to Euro USD because I saw Euro USD was trending very well today. And then that was super, super amazing. Okay. Now, so this is 1 hour. And there are other conditions I put in, which I'm not going to teach now. Now, this is 4 hours and all of that. You may not enjoy that. So let's go to 15 minutes, 5 minutes, 1 minute. You're going to enjoy scalping with that. But there's certain thing you will need to learn. I have a combination of the strategy I use on MT5 with this same alligator, and then you are going to enjoy it if you actually follow it. Now, this is MACD. So you look at your MACD corresponding with the alligator, right? Now look at it. The market, I told you that when the market is choppy, the alligator will not space each other. So you just have to be very careful. So when it's creating an extension or expansion, that gives you an idea to like, okay, let me get set to maximize alligator. Are you getting that now? Good. Makes sense? Good. Now, so this is what is going to happen. Very, very simple. Alligator. So remember what I said about the teeth, the mouth, the lips, okay? And this is 15-minute time frame. Now, of course, your MACD has actually crossed. Now look at alligator. Though you may delay, but if you understand price action, you will have found an entry that will give you more intention. Now, the market, this is a candle, a bullish candle, or a okay, an uptrend, or that your direction. So because just a bullish candle. So if I want to buy, I want a candle close above the jaw. This is the jaw. This blue line is the jaw. So after a candle close above the jaw is my entry and my stop loss. Now this is the teeth. The green line is the lips. So if I'm going to enter this trade now, I'm going to look for, and then I say along, and then this is the candle close, and this is your entry. Now your stop loss can be below the lips or the teeth, or at least the immediate swing low. So which can be here. And then 1:2 risk reward, targeting up. This is 1:2 risk reward for your market. All right. You know, this is 15 minutes. So I'm just showing you all of these. Very simple. Now, second case, this is like a breakout. Now, a retest. So the breakout, this is a retest. Now, retest mostly sometime will come back to the lips, which is the green line. So it comes back to the lips, and sometimes with a long wick to the teeth. You are seeing others. Sometimes heavy on exceptional cases, heavy wick, right? A very heavy wick to the jaw. But any body to the jaw, now the market is no longer in your favor. That means these lips will have been crossing. Now, so we use lips for different things. For entering a pullback and for dictating a reversal. So once lips is crossing either above or below, right? So once lips is crossing either above or below, what's it called? The teeth and the jaw, then that can be your exit point, okay? That can be your what? Your exit point. Now, so these are the things you need to understand. So let's look at it now. Look at this market. This is 15-minute time frame. So look at it. The market, so look at the market was trending up. Okay, look at it. Look at it. Sorry. Okay, so let's look at it from here. This market, right? So let's look at when you have very powerful engulfing above, although it was not distant, which shows that the market was not actually trending properly, but you have an engulfing candle close above the jaw, which was here. So let's say you have found an entry here. That's another thing you need to understand. When should I exit my market? So the close of this candle was your entry, perhaps, and your stop loss, the previous swing low, which can be here. Now you are targeting 1:2 risk reward. Now, this is one of the things about alligator that makes sense. Why targeting to risk reward ratio, right? You can equally depend on your alligator to know when to exit. Right? How do I mean? you can be trailing the trade as long as the jaw, the lips, still stay ahead of above the teeth, and the candle close only weak to the jaw. Then, but if the body close below the jaw, then you are no longer going to leave it. So you can trail this market as long as this. So we use the lip to capture the pullback, and we use the lip to identify a potential reversal. And that's exactly what happened here. The market continued to trend up. Of course, if I'm trading this, I already identified with price action. But here, the market continued to trend up, right? And after the trending up here, what happened? The candle close. Look at the candle close. The bearish candle close below the jaw. That means a reversal. But look at when the reversal have been spotted. When the lips has already crossed the teeth, and of course crossing, because before this candle was printed, there was already a crossover. That shows ahead of time. So sometimes we can do sniper entry when that happens at this. That means I will have done sniper entry here in taking the market. But of course, when you have oscillator, you look at your MACD cross. Your MACD changing had already given you an idea of finding an entry. You can see when you are trading with all of these things, you are working with an instrument per time so that you will be able to maximize your trade. Okay. Now that's exactly how it works. So if you go to 5 minutes, the same thing is still going to present to you. Now, as long as the market reverse a pullback into the lips or the teeth and didn't close above or below the jaw, you are still in that direction. You are still following that direction. Okay. Okay. Now you are tempted to exit here, right? Because you saw a close. But another thing of your confluence is you're looking at your MACD. Your MACD say we are still in an uptrend. Are you getting it now? Because your MACD is still above zero line. Okay. Now another place you are tempted here, your MACD still shows you are uptrend. Actually, you need to even identify what trend are you trading on, right? So here, this is powerfully your MACD already had a close, crossover, and you are having some kind of momentum adding up and all of that. So all these candles are very small, but at least even when you are still, especially on 5 minutes, you want to have an engulfing to show that the momentum is toward that direction. You get that? Now, if the momentum is towards that direction, but remember, a market that's not trending may not give you what you are looking for. So this is a very powerful one. And now you are selling after this engulfing. Now, you know when you're using indicator, it's lagging, okay? But if you understand price action, you combine and then you'll be fine. So 1:2. That's why when you are using indicator, you have to be highly disciplined to the conditions that you have identified to meet up with. And so when they show themselves, you don't parachute, okay? Now this is 1:2 risk reward. You can see that the pips is too plenty, okay, right? So, and I said this market, you can trail it as long as the market is still staying below the teeth and the lips, and the jaw is still staying above. Until you see a crossover of the lips above the teeth and then crossing the jaw, then you can now exit. So that means with this type of trade, you are still in and still trailing your market. You get it now? So this alligator is crazy. It's amazing. I won't lie to you. It's quite amazing, and we use it a lot. So look at it. Look at gold. So for instance, with this gold, this is 5 minutes. Now that means this guy is still going to sell. That's what it means. Okay. Now let's look at the MACD2. There's a cross. Now, so all of these, like I said, this is like a pullback to come and retest. So when the market retests to the leaves, you want to add to your position either for sell or for buy. You get it now? So that's exactly what you use for this. Now, so that means ordinarily you should be selling more of gold here. Okay. So, but you can see that I have a lot of scanner that have already told us to sell even before now. Okay. And that's one of the things you need to understand. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure this guy, it's amazing stuff for you that will help you to maximize the market as much as possible. If you really understand what you are doing per time, I can tell you this is an amazing, when I mean amazing kind of tool And so the MT5 is not available for everyone because the MT5 setup is amazing. Okay. Now I combine it with different strategy. Okay. I combine it with different what? Strategy. That's why you need to really, really, really follow us to have access to that. So that's my second hack. So we call them hack. They are hack because they are super, super, super amazing. You get me right? They are super, super, super amazing. Guys, our Bitcoin trade that we entered when we started the market the training is about $20 profit. So remember, we said how to show people to make minimum of $20 a day up to $200 a day. That's our goal. That's our goal. To have minimum of 500 people that will be making about $20 to $200 every day. All right, just following instruction, and it's not more than that. So if you can look at this trade now, it's about $21. And so if you want to close it, you can now. That's the only thing you can do here. You can now say, okay, since the trade had actually, let's look at it here. Since the trade had actually moved to an extent, you now say, okay, you want to trail your stop loss just above here. Now, right? That when you trail it, so even when you are not there, in the market reverse, you have nothing to lose. Or you know that, okay, I'm good with this profit and all of that, and the market is changing direction. Then you want to say, okay, you know what? You have done enough, you have done noble. And for me, I'm comfortable with the profit so far I've made. So why don't I get it one off my collar, and so that can continue to ride the market as much as possible. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is very simple, and this is an amazing opportunity that you cannot afford to miss. Are you paying us to get this? No, you're not paying us anything to get this. Right? Like I told you again, I want to close it, just to come over here and click on the close button, and then I get stopped out. Then give me my profit. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure this will help you that what we have here, they are super amazing scanners and strategy to teach you how to be profitable in the global financial market. So my name is Midas Jima. I'm the team leader of Plan B Express. You have any questions, you want to chat with us, you can just connect on WhatsApp +234 904704 and 998. I take the number again, +234 904704 and 998. Thank you very much. You have a nice time, and bye-bye.